Hi everybody, I'm Sailor Solitaire. Welcome to my channel. I am super excited to welcome you to your July 2017 tarot reading. I am delighted and excited to have you here. For my regular subscribers, my regular viewers, thank you so much. I love hearing from you. I love your comments. I love the interaction that we're having. I think we're becoming friends. For those of you who have not subscribed, please do so before you go if you like my reading. Let's get right to it. Alright, Capricorns, let's get right to your reading. I think a lot of you are taking a lot of time to yourselves to recenter, and you're kind of hiding out a little bit, which can be good, but I guess you just want to make sure that you're not just hiding out because you're afraid, that you're actually using this time to process your emotions and to plan your next move, I guess. Okay, so the first card that we have for you Capricorns, which is giving an overall indication of the energies that you'll be dealing with this month, we have Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, so yeah, this kind of has to do with what I've been saying about hiding out. I do feel like some of you Capricorns are isolating yourselves a little bit. You guys are definitely building up walls, or at least reinforcing those walls. And if you have been making headway and you've been slowly opening up and trusting people more, I feel like around this time you are going to be kind of taking a couple steps backwards, or even 10 steps backwards, and you're going to be closing off your heart to love and to other people's help, to other people's comfort. The Ace of Cups is, of course, a card of the water element, and water has to do with your emotions, with your mood. So I feel like a lot of you are just not in the mood to open up. You guys are kind of getting into your feelings, and a lot of negative feelings, a lot of bad habits, and a lot of going back to that feeling of pain or feeling of loneliness. You guys are going back to that. And it's sort of like a safety net for you. It's like a crutch that you guys are used to, and you guys are kind of going back to that for whatever reason. Probably, I know some of you are, scared. You guys are intimidated by, what's about to change. And I feel like you guys are definitely putting up your walls. You guys are not opening yourself up to love, and you're in turn risking the rejection of the blessings that are coming to you. The Ace of Cups in the upright position is a card of many blessings. Your cup is overflowing with gifts from other people, and even gifts from yourself. You're really in tune with your heart, and you're moving with your emotions, you're handling your emotions, and you're using your feelings and your subconscious desires, your intuition, to guide you and to help you to progress and to be more harmonious with people around you. But in reverse, you guys are kind of refusing things. It's like life is kind of giving you chances, giving you people and affection from those people around you, but you're not open to that, and you're kind of just turning away the positivity that people are offering you. And so you're kind of just not doing yourself any favors when it comes to this. You guys are kind of hiding out, and you guys are scared, and you guys are not, I guess, emotionally ready to move on from the past. And I feel like a lot of you have been making progress in terms of healing, but I feel like right now, and it is a process, you're not always going to be moving forward. You're going to be kind of going up and down. It is, I hate to say it, a bit of a roller coaster, but it's okay. You guys can just you guys don't have to beat yourself up over this. If you're thinking, I've been making so much progress and now I'm going to end up right back to where I started. You're not going to end up at the very beginning. You're just taking a couple steps backwards, which is perfectly normal. I feel like you need to regroup. You need to think about why you're so afraid and figure that out for yourself, because right now, the longer you avoid what's really on your mind and why you're avoiding, why you're hiding out, the longer you wait and stay in that mind space, in that mental state, the longer you're going to deprive yourself of what's right in front of you. I feel like you have a lot of things that you can just reach out and touch, and your life can be a lot more enjoyable right now in this present moment. But for some reason, you guys are scared to reach out. I just feel you guys like retracting and kind of retreating into yourself instead of standing tall and being there and reaching out to other people. So let's see what not your general advice, but something that you guys need to take note of, something that you guys may be missing or not seeing that you should be aware of. So we have the King of Swords. Okay, so interesting cards here. So the Swords card has to do with air, and the air element has to do with your rational thinking, logical thinking. And when we have the King of Swords here, as something for you to take note of, this could be an Aquarius person in your life. The King of Swords can represent an Aquarius, male or female. It doesn't have to be, a male just because it's a king. So if there's any Aquarians in your life or somebody with Aquarius influence in their chart, so not necessarily their sun sign, but their other signs, or anyone else with strong Aquarius influence in their natal chart, this could be referring to this. So maybe for some reason, for some of you are looking to this Aquarius or this person, and you guys are ignoring his or her effect on you, because I feel like for some reason this King of Swords, who may be an Aquarius, maybe not, but this King of Swords is like kind of intimidating you a little bit, for some of you, not all Capricorns. And I feel like you're kind of looking to them and putting them kind of on a pedestal, and you guys are like really making yourself feel small in comparison to this person. This person seems to be, completely level-headed. They've got a very logical, scientific mind, and they seem to have a handle on their emotions, and they seem to, not let their heart rule. And I feel like maybe for some of you, you're thinking that, that's the approach that you need to take. And so you're closing off your heart and you're only going to think, with your head. And Capricorns do have a tendency to be a bit cold-hearted, a bit calculating, and a bit detached from their emotions, as a kind of safety mechanism or defense mechanism. And I feel like, you are looking to this other person and you're saying, or thinking to yourself that they've got it really together, people respect them, people look up to them. And so, to kind of imitate or, emanate that sort of personality, that persona, you're going to look to them and kind of try to imitate them. Although, you're not really being fair to yourself, because you're not really seeing, what goes on behind the scenes, and you're just looking at what they're purposely displaying and what they want you to think. So don't be fooled into thinking that, this other people have it together, just because that's, the face that they're putting onto the world. Don't let that get you down, I guess. And then for others of you, I do feel like, the King of Swords is not a bad role model per se. This is somebody who, again, doesn't let their emotions rule them, but they are fair. They do look at each side. They don't close off their heart like what some of you may be doing with this Ace of Cups in reverse. They don't completely ignore their feelings. They they reference them, they accept them, they think about them, and they take them into consideration when they're making decisions and when they're weighing out all their options. They don't ignore any pieces of the puzzle. And I feel like you guys are really just kind of getting sick of your heart, and you don't want to, include that. You don't want to even be attached to it anymore. You want to kind of rip it out. But I feel like this is going to be just dragging on the healing process for you guys. And if you do want to get to the status of this King of Swords who is, well respected, and he or she is, just ready for action, but who doesn't, instigate things. Somebody who's just level-headed and just very cool, nonchalant, and somebody who is well-established, and, there's a sense of stability to him, even though swords are very kind of fluid, just like water. Although with the kings, and with this King of Swords, there's a sense of just calmness, stillness, stability. And I feel like that is something that you want to replicate, you want to emanate, because things have always been kind of chaotic inside of you, and your emotions are kind of up and down like a seesaw. And so you're just deciding, I'm just going to close it off. I'm not going to have anything to do with it. But something for you to take note of is the fact that to get to this status, you don't ignore what your inner voice, what your feelings are telling you, what your heart is telling you. You don't ignore, any part of you. You take that into consideration and you face those feelings head on. And that's the only way you're going to achieve this sense of calm, stillness. And also for you to remember is that, it's not always, things are not always what they seem, and it's better not to be concerned so much with other people and what their life looks like on the outside. So general advice for you Capricorns is this Chariot in reverse. Yeah, so definitely this is painting a similar picture here. This Chariot card is a major arcana card, so this is something that I feel like you guys have it deeply ingrained in you, this kind of default mental state, this mind space that you guys are in is just to, try to be heartless, try to just completely take out emotion into it and rule completely with your head and make decisions based on just cold, hard facts. And with this Chariot in reverse, this to me has to do with, moving towards something that was maybe at one point a purpose for you. You were passionate about it, but now it's just turned into something where you've kind of lost the real passion for it and the reason why you're actually doing it. And you're just doing it kind of for, maybe materialistic or selfish pursuits. So maybe, your heart's not into it anymore. Maybe in a marriage, it's not into it, but you don't want to go through all that trouble of, the paperwork, and maybe you can't afford it, and you're just kind of trying to stay comfortable. Or for some of you, maybe just even in a relationship, you guys are not wanting to cause any trouble, and you guys are, just doing it, going through the motions. I feel like this Chariot in reverse to me has a lot to do with just doing something without thinking about it and going through the motions, even though you are closing off your heart. I do feel like for some of you who are in that situation, I don't feel like you guys should necessarily leave the relationship, because I do feel like you're not really giving the relationship a chance, and that's why you're not getting as much out of it as you could be. You are closing off your heart, and I feel like some of you have been definitely hurt and maybe still recovering from that, but I do feel like there's always a potential to turn this card around and to accept the blessings that are around you. Like I said, I feel like there are good people in your life, but you're just not giving them the time of day, not giving them the chance, and you're really denying yourself of, you know, really great things. So something to think about. And finally, we have the outcome card for you guys, and it is this Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so 2 aces here. This one is in the upright position, and so I mean, this couldn't be any clearer. You guys are trying to not let your emotions rule you, and you're moving on to, you know, just the material world, material happiness. The Ace of Pentacles, of course, has to do with finances, career. You guys are focusing on that. You guys are putting away your inner, you know, inner stirrings, inner longings. You guys are just shutting that down. You guys are, you know, pushing it to the very bottom, and you're making way for you to thrive in terms of a new direction. So a new creative project that will possibly, you know, lead to a new career venture, or you guys are, even if you're not switching careers or anything like that, you guys are definitely just pouring your heart and soul into your work, or into maybe even, you know, a home project like home renovation or DIY sort of thing. I feel like that could be a thing where you guys are trying to distract yourselves, but it is going to be productive for you. Although your heart is not going to make any progress too much. This may be good for you though. For some of you Capricorns, you guys can kind of let time heal your heart a little bit, and then when you're ready, you can come back and deal with opening up your heart and all these things. So it's, you know, it may be good for you guys, you Capricorns, to focus on what you guys do best, and that is to work hard. And I do feel like it is a good time. There's a lot of potential in this time. I feel like times are really favorable for you to start something new. I feel like things will work out for you, whatever you decide to do. And I feel like this will bring you a lot of happiness in your own home life, in your own personal life. And, you know, it's going to be a good thing, one area in your life where it's good. The only thing that is missing here is, you know, the fire element. The wands, any wands cards are absent from here. And so again, with this Chariot card in reverse and with this King of Swords, I do feel like you're trying to be level-headed. You're trying not to, you know, you're trying to exercise discipline and focus on your finances or your job. But, you know, sooner or later, if your heart and, you know, your desire isn't aligned with what you're doing, you know, that just increases the chances for, you know, a burnout, or for you to, you know, to give up before you make any real progress. So just, I guess, a heads up, because it is okay to be, you know, calm, cool, and collected, but at the same time, you don't want to lose that spark inside of you. You don't want to lose your passion for what you're doing. So my advice, and I'm kind of a softie, would be just to open up your heart a little bit. I don't feel like you need to work too hard in your finances or in that job area, because things are going to be kind of working out effortlessly for you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that this reading and these messages were helpful for you, and that you found some value, some insight in this reading. If you're still unsure about what to expect this month, or if you're looking for some more guidance, then I recommend you watch your other readings from your other signs as well. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, any sign that you identify with. And if you're not sure what your other signs are or how to find that out, then I did make a video on how you can find that out for yourself. So I will link it in the description box below, and I'll also provide a link to the video that you can click at the end of this video. So just wait till the very end, which should be coming up really soon. Thank you so much. Until then, I am wishing you so much love, peace, joy, strength, happiness, and I'll see you guys next time. Love you.